Hi guys, Kim here. I just wanted to tell you a story about something that happened a long time ago to a friend of mine that I was part of. So it's kind of a story about the weirdness of ghosts or something, dead people interfering in this realm. This friend of mine, I'm just going to call her Kay, for privacy reasons. So Kay had a sister that had 2 children, and Kay's sister was a heroin addict, and the 2 kids were quite a long way spaced apart. So one would have been about maybe 7 or 8, and then the little boy was about 2. And at his second birthday party, the sister had heroin and overdosed and died. And Kay ended up taking care of the 2 kids. So a few weeks later, she got herself a new place to live, and her mother moved in with her to help her with the 2 kids. And she came to work, went back to work after a couple of weeks, and the mother stayed at home with the kids when she was at work. And about 3 weeks later, she came home and she found her mum dead on the floor. She died of a heart attack. Then I think her brother moved in with her, and the same thing happened to him. A few weeks later, he died. So she ended up alone with the 2 kids. She'd been alone for about 5 or 6 months with the 2 kids, and she woke me up in the middle of the night one night, and she was crying. And we were working together at the time, but we worked shift work, and we were due to start in like 2 hours and time. This was like 3 o'clock in the morning that she phoned me, and she was hysterical down the phone. And she said that she'd had a nightmare, and the nightmare had been that she'd come home from work and her mum was sat in the living room, and her mum and her sat in the living room and they had a chat, and then her mother asked her to go with her, and she walked up the hallway towards the toilet. When she got up the hallway, she discovered there was white light in front of her, and then the 2 kids, she looked back and the 2 kids were behind her, and she said it was all like I don't know, stuff in the air, like there was all like little flies, white flies or something, white stuff all in the air. And she said it was really, really bright, and she said she realised that she was about to die, and her mother was asking her to go. And she said, no, I can't go, I can't leave the kids. So she turned around and she went back to the children, and she woke up, and that's when she phoned me. And she was crying hysterically down the phone. I said to her, okay, don't worry about it, it's over, you've come back, you let them know that you don't want to go, you're not ready to go. Anyway, as I said, we worked together, so I went to work, and she was due to work with me that day, and she didn't turn up for work. And then a few hours later, she came into work, and she said that on her way to work, they were doing roadworks on the road. They were building a new motorway, actually. They were doing roadworks on the road that she had to go through. And she sort of came over a hill, and they put a temporary set of traffic lights in over the hill. But the problem was it was raining, and there wasn't enough time for her to stop between the traffic lights, between when she came over the hill and the traffic lights. And also she didn't know they were there. And she said something overtook her steering wheel. Something overtook steering her car and steered her, and her car went into a spin. And she said she didn't do it. Her car went into a the steering wheel was spinning rapidly round to the right, and the car went into a spin and ended up on the bank, face towards, looking at the traffic lights, and there's a car parked there, stopped. And she said a big truck came over the hill, couldn't stop, ran over the top of the car and killed the person inside the car that was sat at the traffic lights. And she said that would have been me if the car hadn't have done that. And she said that she thought it was her mum coming in the night before and asking her if she was ready to leave, and because she said no, she wasn't ready to leave, that her mum had actually steered the car to safety. Anyway, just thought that was an interesting story to tell you guys. Ta-ta for now.